there's a lot of, with all the points that we have just discussed, there's a lot of awareness gap. Clearly, there is awareness gap into MSMEs. And from someone from an MSME point of view, if you can also break down the legal aspects to it. So, see, we already have that awareness gap in the MSMEs that we have already discussed. Now, coming to the legal aspects to it, and can you also break down what are the legally things, the compliances that are required, at least from the Indian context, just for the benefit of our audience?
So if you are having any European client, then you are eligible, or you should implement GDPR, right? So that is like EU rule. So you can't skip it. If you are having, say, hospital kind of business, then HIPAA is very good to be implemented. But if we are only talking about Indian prospect or Indian perspective of the MSMEs business. So now DPDP Act is there, Digital Personal Data Protection Act 2023, which is already passed in August 2023, and it is already being implemented by the companies. There is a deadline of 2 years. So by this year end, probably most of the companies should be comply with that. So in that act, if you are storing any personal information or biometric information or any such information of any person, which is known as PII, personal identifier information. So your organization should have certain controls, which is published by government. One of the control is encryption, backup mechanism, and encrypted backup mechanism, and many such areas they have already defined. And if you are not able to protect it properly, and if you don't have incident handling mechanism, so you will be penalized. Okay, so if data got leaked because of you, then there is a penalty starting from 10,000 rupees till 250 crore, depending on the severity of the data leak. Okay, so it is very important for MSME owners to protect not only personal data of their employees, which they are collecting as an employer, but also the personal data from other customers. Okay. Secondly, there is already many IT laws which people are not aware. So CERT-In is already having a few acts or few rules which MSMEs or any organization working in India should follow, where there is a clearly mentioned, like you should have some incident response plan ready. Suppose there is an incident, say there is a ransomware attack, within 6 hours, you need to inform about that to the CERT-In. Okay, but many companies they don't follow that, and their data is now suppose their data is available on dark web, then CERT-In actually have team, and they actually identify such data, and then they shoot the email showing the evidences like your data is already breached, and are you aware of it? And there are some legal things which can happen. Even there are heavy penalties if it is caught like the company is not implementing any cybersecurity controls and they are not protecting their data or their systems. Secondly, companies should have incident response plan ready, and that should be executed. So that is one mandatory requirement. And along with this 15 elementary control stuff, which I spoke about, which got released in September 2025. So CERT-In is having few more obligations in that, like companies should do vulnerability assessment and penetration testing kind of task in their organization once in a year, and there should be employee awareness training. So all these things now CERT-In is actually pushing, and in coming days there will be a mandatory requirement for that. That is sure, because if we want to be digital, globally digital economy, and we are talking about digital Bharat vision of our Prime Minister. Correct. So it is very important, like the companies which are 30% contributing in GDP and which are responsible for 8 crore of people's employment opportunities should be protected first. So these MSMEs should take these things very seriously. It is very important.